watch Hello Okanagan from Vernon.
Really enjoying my new Hello Okanagan mug.
I love my coffee first thing in the morning, and we're excited to say we finally have hoodies and sweatshirts. Make sure you check out the descriptions on how to buy one. Hello Okanagan, and welcome to the best of our year, I guess. It's not even been a year, it's only been 9 months. Basically a full pregnancy. We've been doing this since April, it's our 9th month. We're on episode 37. We can't believe how quick this went through. A lot of people have helped us out, from all our guests, and especially the people that were there for us from the beginning, like Castanet. Thank you so much, especially you, Leah. From conception, I came with the idea to her, and she wanted to jump on board and assist as much as possible. So every weekend, a lot of you guys probably see our story from Kamloops, Kelowna, Vernon, and Penticton. So thank you so much, Castanet. And then a few months later, Shaw TV jumped on board, and they air our episode 4 times a day, every day. So half the population of Okanagan, I think, has Shaw, and if you put it on your TV guide, you'll notice that just after CBC and CTV and Global, there's Shaw and there's Hello Okanagan. So thank you guys for airing our episodes as well. Before we get to the best of and some favorites that David and I wanted to walk through the past, talk about some history and some great memories, especially from certain episodes that you and I probably liked at the same time. We wanted to introduce a good friend of ours who's kind of going to be our little interviewer right now. His name is Eric. You might have seen his name at the end of the credits. He's our drone pilot, so those gorgeous shots from above is Eric himself. And thank you, my friend, for coming down. Thanks for being a part of this.
Pleasure to be here. Fun times.
Welcome,
What's up,
welcome.
guys?
So, yes, as a few of you guys may know as well, we do film a lot of our episodes in advance. This just gives us time to edit and market. Big thanks to Peter, obviously, for putting together the schedule and everything and sending it to us in advance. It kind of started off as, oh, we'll do one, here and there whenever we can, once a week or so, and then really turned into a scheduled system that Peter organizes and puts together for us every single week.
The original conception was, I got laid off. I worked in the event and marketing industry, and the first thing that got knocked off was events. So I went out and needed to find something to do for a while until I can find another position. And David and I did a podcast before, and it worked so well, our chemistry. So I thought maybe we should do a podcast about the Okanagan. And the more I thought about it, the more I was writing it down and wondering how this was going to work. I thought, how do you talk about the Okanagan? You have to show the Okanagan. So that's where our first foray into this went, and talked to David. David had a friend. You want to talk about our friend behind the camera?
Yeah, our big main man, Mitchell, director extraordinaire. Mitchell worked with me at the Fig, the restaurant, on a few projects that we've done, and he's done lots of movies and things like that. We've worked together on multiple different things, and he was the first guy that came to mind.
He did that Spider Island film that's coming
Spider
out.
Island that
it's been delayed because of what's going on, but if you guys don't know, check out Spider Island, Spider-Island on social media. And let me get a picture of you. Get back here. Go stand. Turn the camera.
You gotta do the Freddy thing from
Carlee.
Carlee.
Behind Eric.
Oh, what's
that?
that? Hey,
Let's get behind Eric.
Mitchell, right here.
Here's the great face reveal. Hello.
This is the genius behind all the edits, all the camera work, everything that makes this show look good. I mean, these guys are great. People, don't get me wrong. This guy is the actual magic. So much more work goes into it by Mitchell. This guy deserves.
It's true. It's true.
You're a really good hype man. Thanks.
I've been in the vlog industry before, so we got to make sure that the people who deserve the credit get the credit.
Let's talk about the first episode. As you guys see behind us, we kind of, on our YouTube page, obviously we got them in order. And the first episode, we were trying to figure out what to talk about. And as everybody was getting into life in isolation, that was the title of our show, Life in Isolation. And for the first few episodes, David and I were doing it through Zoom. So Mitchell would send our guests, or myself and David, a link, and we would do our show. As you see a lot of TV shows these days, the interviews are done through Skype or Zoom. And that's how we lived for a while, didn't we?
Yeah, it was.
You had a couple of fun locations as well.
Yeah. It's funny to find the right location and everything and lighting. I did the first episode. I looked like a floating head because I was right in front of a window with natural light. All the background
And all the background lights were off.
Yeah, and then we had right at the restaurant, but the Wi-Fi was so bad up front, so I had to get a booster put in. Oh, geez, we've had quite a ride.
We needed to talk about the sports industry, what was happening with professional sports, amateur sports here in the Okanagan.
But that was the first time you and I put our soccer gear back on and were able to kick a few. You remember how much I lit you up in net there?
Hey, I made a couple of saves.
A couple scripted saves.
Forgot what I was gonna say.
I literally had to like throw the ball for him to save it because he couldn't stop any of my shots.
Yes, I could. I did stop your shots.
Bro, I was sniping them from half.
Oh my god.
If you were stopping shots, how come we didn't get any on camera?
Because we couldn't tell where you were going to shoot. You would have hit him in the head from behind him. I wasn't going to put you this far away from me and score in a net that's that big. And then the first one that you missed, that you weren't here for.
Yes, that's right.
You were so sad. You actually had to, you had to do some work and you were not able to attend.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I missed that one.
We had the hottest exotic cars thanks to my buddy Ryan Phipps and the DDE boys, and then all the exotic car guys that live in the Okanagan that also popped in, and we had the classic car guys, and here's a couple of favorite scenes of ours. So I've got a family friend, and I'm really excited that he's here all the way from Kelowna, coming up to Little Vernon, but he brought a ton of vehicles. This is Rye Phipps. A lot of you guys may know him in social media world. He's come up here to help us out with our car show. I wanted to interview him about his passion because everybody knows him about cars, but I don't know if anyone's actually asked him where it all started. What was the spark with you and these awesome, gorgeous, exotic cars?
Well, I guess the spark comes when you're little. You either have the car bug or you don't. I definitely had the car bug. I had little toy cars. I told my mom I didn't want to go to preschool because I needed to fix my broken cars. So I've always had it. And there was one day I was on the highway going to Peachland in it was a station wagon, wood paneling down the side of it, and it had rear-facing seats. So we had a lot of kids in my family, so I was facing rear, I was in the back, and this white spaceship came flying by. And that was a Lamborghini Countach. And ever since I saw that car, I've been bit by the Lamborghini bug, and I absolutely love them.
Hello, my friends. We're back. This gentleman has got an amazing story, and I couldn't be prouder to actually just finally meet him. His name is Brent. He came all the way from Kelowna.
Yep.
And you want to let our viewers know exactly what you do.
Oh, well, a group of us. Today, Ryan Phipke invited us down or made us aware, another local philanthropist from Kelowna. The boys, Damon and Dave from Daily Driven Exotics were in town. So that we brought a crew down from Kelowna with a bunch of cars. And every year we use these cars to raise a bunch of money for local charities, such as Ronald McDonald House, Children's Hospital, Joanna's House in Kelowna, Pacific Autism. This is one of the cars. I brought a few cars today. Yeah. We have about 8 or 10 of them I use, and they go around all summer being sponsored by bigger companies to raise money and take kids out. So today we brought some young people down here, and they love it. They love the cars, and we love spending time with them.
In the summer, we thought of, we're missing a lot of events and a lot of things that were happening in the Okanagan. In our first few episodes that were scripted, we used to bring up what was happening. So we didn't have a lot of time to do that, and we kind of felt bad. So we put out a call on our social media.
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback for an Okanagan correspondent, an Okanagan update per se, if some of the OGs know about those. But yes, the call went out to all of our followers, and we had dozens of submissions, dozens.
And not only that, we had recommendations as well. We had people say, tagging somebody else or saying, hey, you should speak to him or you should speak to her. But there was one person that had not only the experience but the energy that we were looking for, and We gave her a phone call and told her the bad news that she was the new Okanagan update person for us. How you doing, Elizabeth Flowers?
I'm good. Hello. I'm actually really excited to be a part of the team. So when they called me and let me know, Peter's like, I'm just gonna kind of give you a little rundown of what we're looking for, and everything he was saying, I was like, this sounds exactly like the kind of project I would love to be a part of. I love playing a tourist in my town. I think we're so lucky to live in such a beautiful area of the world, and yeah, it's been an exciting time to get back behind or in front of the camera, I guess, and get some of my backgrounds figured out. They gave me a little bit of heck because I was filming on a white background, and that was not gravy, but I think I've come a long way since I first started.
How's it been for you so far?
Good. I think the hardest thing for me is just making sure that I'm not missing some big event. And because we do film in advance sometimes, we're kind of cutting it to the very edge of what I'm going to be talking about. So if you guys have anything that you want us to let the Okanagan know about, let us know through our social media so that we can actually put it on our Okanagan update and keep everyone informed.
What are you doing? All I can hear is snapping.
Hey, Eric, move over. Let's go.
Focus,
Don't look at him. I feel like a teacher, man. I swear to God.
I feel like I'm in a class too. And that's not a good
You're gonna
compliment.
face the wall in a minute.
Go to the corner. So another thing that Peter and I are terrible at is taking pictures during the show. So we brought on our photographer extraordinaire to hopefully capture some of the moments that we can't capture when we are obviously filming, and Eric's too busy doing whatever. So we brought on Carlee. Welcome, Carlee. Thank you for joining the team and for putting up with our shenanigans and all of our things for so long. I'm actually surprised you're still here.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Because there's one thing. Elizabeth shoots her parts in Kelowna and once in a while is on location, but Carlee is with us all the time. And she sometimes mothers us, mostly David, but sometimes me too. But yeah, like David said, it was really difficult to try to get behind the scenes shots as we're doing the show. We're all sneak behind Mitchell, or David will sneak over Mitchell's shoulder to get some shots so we can use for social media. Then we did the same thing. We put another call out and we just loved her images, and she hates being in front of the camera, so I'm trying to extend this a little bit longer than normal. But Carlee, thanks so much again.
There's a reason I'm behind the camera and not in front of it.
So tell me first of all, how's it been with us?
Good.
That's it? One answer. She wants to be off real quick.
No, stop. We'll take it.
I'm still here. No.
Why are you still here? to put it simply.
It's fun. I like it. It's a nice break from the day-to-day mom life, and not that it's much different because I'm still dealing with 2 children. So, like that.
Don't high five me.
There you go.
All right.
There's a great example of the maturity. It's great. It's fun.
I got a question for you. What have been your highlight moments, or whether it was a really cool scene that you captured on camera or something that we did on one of the episodes?
Okay, so I like your bantering back and forth. It doesn't there's probably going to be little bits and pieces that Mitchell put on.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
We will ask the questions.
The bantering is really fun, and I like sitting down at the end of the night and going through the pictures and being able to relive it. I think that's really cool. That's it's a pretty neat. And then I get to see those blooper photos that you will be able to see here as well. Some of the facial expressions. David has some great facial expressions.
Our episode at the Kelowna Airport, YLW, we didn't see a lot of airplanes. We wanted to get a lot of airplanes, and we were thinking of getting some great shots on the runway. But during the interview, we would hear a plane and try to run real quick. Do you remember that? We were on the roof and we were trying to run and get some photos and videos really quick.
And that's another part of being what I do is so much fun too, is that I get to go behind the scenes with you, and I've never been on a roof at an airport before. How many people can say that? That was really cool, and being able to go out on the tarmac and take photos of you guys doing your TikToks.
And that's what I was going to get at. That was the first episode. At the end of the episode, David's like, Peter, need your help. You see this? He turns around, he turns his phone. It's like, I need you to learn this step. You got it? Done. Now let's go dance. He's been practicing all day.
Yeah.
All day he's practicing. Actually, check this out. When you're ready? I got it.
You need to send them to him early so he can practice.
Because he has 8 hours earlier to practice it. He's like, you got it? I'm like, okay. This guy's been in front of a mirror for 8 hours. I got this one today. I'm gonna show Peter up.
I can't believe it took that long to actually convince Peter that TikTok was viable. I remember when he first posted that video and he saw the engagement and the viewership that came from it, he was like, dude, we need a TikTok every week. I was like, huh, I wonder who suggested that, maybe months ago, but okay, it's worth putting up with you and trying to teach you all the steps to make it happen. And honestly, like, your clumsiness really makes it better.
Remember the one at Helmets? Speaking of clumsy, we were doing our TikTok dance, and right at the end, you slipped, almost landed in the corner of the metal sink, and I caught you.
Peter saved my face. Dude, that was bad. I think the TikTok cut right before you caught me.
Goalkeeping. Goalkeeping hands. There was that TikTok that we did at
The
the Express.
Yeah.
So
the one in the Apple.
The Express.
yeah. So let me tell you all, if you're gonna run or dance, don't do it in an orchard, because apples just happen to fall everywhere. And I almost busted an ankle doing this.
Where you ate that amazing sausage, I was so jealous.
Yeah,
It
me too.
smells
I was-
so
That was
good.
the best
Oh my
sausage
god!
I think I've ever eaten.
I was so hungry and
It was so good. I was like,
It smelled so good. It was curry.
and then they
wasn't
get
it
currywurst.
Oh,
Oh my
it
goodness.
smells so good.
So we actually
David
took-
ate it.
So we actually
eyes rolling in the back of your head, so good. Oh,
And he didn't
unreal.
share, and he
So
ate
we
it.
actually
facial expressions
took
for
over
that
the
one?
street.
Yeah, you did.
And we blocked off the road for like a minute or two, and we did a couple of real quick TikToks there
In the middle of the road.
in the middle of the road in Kelowna.
It wouldn't have taken as long, but Peter had to do like 3 or 4 takes. So.
And that girl rode by on her bike and totally like gave you guys the double take. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I caught that on camera.
Yeah.
What was some of your favorite scenes that we had shot so far?
I really loved when we went to Cosmetic Culture.
Oh,
I
Lord.
thought that they had such a good vibe in there. Like,
Oh,
all
they
the
did.
staff was super friendly, and I don't know, their wallpaper was like pretty
On
Gucci.
point.
Oh yeah, and Peter, like, my goodness, the stuff that came out of your face when she did that cleanse or mask or scrubbing or whatever it was. By the way, that was one of the best facials I've ever gotten.
Can I see it?
Oh no, the best was when he said he uses the most expensive hand soap, and I was like, oh my gosh, my insides are
Yeah,
hurting.
she goes.
So with your skin right now, where are you at with your skincare routine and what do you currently do?
I use the most expensive soap that Walmart has to offer,
Okay.
and H2O. One of the ones that was my favorite episode, or I can't say the favorite, but it's got to be top 2, is when we got to fly with the snowflakes. That was amazing.
That was a good episode, though. Really enjoyed that one. I gotta say, like, I remember the day we actually went for our safety orientation, and we sat in the green one. I think it was Chuck's. Yeah, it was Chuck's plane. I was terrified. Honestly, I did not think I would be able to get out of bed and do it that day.
That
because
was before the canopy actually came down, because
Yeah.
that's when it actually closed. Like, you don't like, first of all, you get in there and you're like, wow, this is small, but the lid's open. As soon as they close that lid, I'm like, when I asked him how these planes are built, it takes 5 years for these guys to build it, and he says after it's done, it's basically a motorcycle with wings. So I couldn't sleep for days leading up to this. I'm gonna be flying in a motorcycle with wings, putting my life. But then our buddy Mitchell took it to the next level. He did some loops.
Do you know any, can we do any tricks? Pardon me? Can we do any trick, like a barrel roll? Mine is breaking off. I'm going to Swan Lake and I'll come back in about 5 or 10 minutes. That was awesome. How do you feel? Great. That was really cool. I'll do a stall turn and then go back. Okay.
shirts like I'm wearing right now, pretty dope. Big thank you to Brad, big shout out to Brad and Snack Prince for making all this happen and for allowing you guys and everyone else to get some Hello Okanagan merch, koozies, mugs. What else we got, Peter?
The coolest part was Brad once in a while tells us, how far he's shipping. The furthest for a while was Quebec. Shout out to Quebec. But then we had somebody in Germany. They must have known somebody in the Okanagan. They really liked it. And these right here, the hoodies and the sweatshirts, just came out a couple of months ago. So as you see, I'm wearing men's and David's wearing child t-shirt.
My favorite episode was actually the one where we did the Okanagan Valley Entertainment, and we met a porn star for the first time.
Let's not talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Mitchell, let's go. Let's keep
What am I doing?
All you think about is the porn star. I didn't know she was a porn star. Did you guys know? Do you know now?
Yeah, no, I do.
That blonde girl does our photos. So let's go back into some of these past episodes. We obviously had to do a wine tour.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because I missed breakfast, and then I didn't eat till lunch, but I was drinking wine at like three or four different wineries.
Yeah,
I was faced.
Don't say face.
Also, one of my favorite moments was when Mitchell had his sneezing fit for whatever reason while we were filming Meg's barbecue boat.
Yeah, okay. Well, I forgot to take my allergy pill that day. The wind was blowing, pollen was in the air, and I sneezed at least 15 times before we even started rolling. So I'm like, great, this is gonna be setting up for disaster. Had the camera on a tripod, luckily, but I was trying to hold back the sneezes, of course. And let's just say there was one that came that I couldn't really control, and I tried to catch it, let's just say, and went all over my hand, made a big glob. And luckily, of course, we were in front of a lake, so I was able to wash my hands after. Up my nose and everything. And then once the water got up my nose, it cleaned it all out. It was great.
And here we are today.
Very cool, man.
Sorry, that was disgusting.
You know what the funny thing is? The entire time we're doing this, I'm watching Mitchell going, is this so close? I'm so close. I'm sorry, man. This never happened before. The entire fucking time, I'm trying to keep a straight face.
We're doing pretty good.
I'm trying to keep a straight face, and he's like, it's coming, it's fucking coming.
I think it cleaned up my nose.
Do you want to stick your head in the lake?
Also, a funny thing too, might not air this, but we forgot about it after, and I shook his hand after.
And then we got our now most viewed episode.
Yeah,
a
crazy.
little
We got a
tour
call.
of downtown Vernon, all the murals. That was a phenomenal episode.
And the historical buildings.
Yeah, the historical buildings. It was really cool, and suddenly it's our most viewed episode.
The funny part about these numbers as well is when you go to YouTube, it doesn't count everything Castanet shows, and more importantly with Shaw TV. We walk down a street and we get seen by a lot of people who actually say, "I seen you on TV," and that's how we know it's got to be Shaw. It wasn't on their phone or their laptop or whatever. Yeah. So that was pretty cool at downtown Vernon, and then we got a lesson in wakeboarding.
Yeah, I was really impressed with you, Peter. I definitely thought you were not going to be able to do it, but you got up the second time, and you lasted longer than I did.
My legs froze. My legs froze. Check this out.
Is it okay if I push you?
I do also. It's a lot colder than I thought. That's the hardest part.
So another thing you. Oh. Make sure your front foot is in the middle. That makes it easier to nose in when you want to come closer to the boat. Pushing out of your comfort zone a little here, eh?
Woo. Am I holding it at all? Just my feet?
Like right there.
Okay.
Okay? One foot there. And then you're just gonna float. When he starts to go, keep your arms straight. And you're gonna push down on your heels. It's gonna do this.
Okay.
You're gonna stand up.
Okay.
And slowly rotate it when you're.
Yeah, because if you pull the rope in while we're trying to pull you up, the board will shoot out from under you. You land on your back. Okay. So let the arms straight. Let the boat do all the pulling.
You got this.
Okay.
You got this.
How does that? Although my favorite part of that episode was actually when Peter. So when the camera's not on Peter, he tends to be like micromanaging the scene. So like, hey, look over here, or say this. And there was a moment where the camera was on our guest, and Peter was looking at me and is like, mouthing something, and I had to cut because I did not know what he was saying.
What did you say?
Like, were you like? I wanted you to double check the mic. Make sure she's fine.
You're like, is it
right in my face?
God. I thought you said, is it hot? I'm like, yeah, it's hot. What are you talking about?
My Lord.
It's like hot. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I was just panicking about the mic. That's it. And then David and I got to put on our
beekeeper suits. Yeah, I had a lot of bees crawling on me. It was a good time.
Were you freaked out knowing we were about to do that before we did it, or you felt safe in that?
I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect. You get stung. It is what it is.
It is what it is, but it tastes good.
At least the will die after. No, I'm just kidding.
What does this do exactly?
So this is a smoker. By puffing smoke on the bees, it calms them down. They scurry back into the hive. It kind of takes their defensive edge off of them.
Remember we were talking about comic books and we're like, let's talk about comic books again. Yeah. But there's more than just comic books. People collect a ton of stuff here in the Okanagan.
Yeah, that was a really cool episode, especially seeing all the things that Paul and Carlee and even in Lumbee where we had at the camo weddings, that was insane.
It's a gentleman that collects tanks.
Yeah, that was
and army vehicles. That's incredible.
No, it was the only bummer is we didn't get to obviously ride in a tank, but that will hopefully come in a future Hello Okanagan episode.
It will.
Yeah, and then we got to hike with some cougars. Oh, sorry. Hike with the crew called the Bush Babes.
I think that was my favorite episode.
Yeah, I thought so too. That was the first time you've seen a cougar in the wild, eh?
No, I was talking about the drone getting lost.
I was just gonna say that. That's when all of a sudden I heard you going, "Where's the drone?" And I'm like, "What?" And I looked up and it was so
trying to do something. And
I'm like,
"No, where's the drone?"
Looking for the drone, and it was way up high.
And then later, when Eric's trying to get it back down and get some good shots, and we just kept walking.
Yeah, you guys are gone.
Just gonna keep walking.
Bye, Eric!
No, I got a phone call partway through. He's like, yo, where are you guys? I'm lost in Cal Park right now. I was like, just make your way to Juniper Bay.
Cougar jump on me out of nowhere and I'd just be eaten alive. Y'all just leave me behind with a drone, a phone, and just nothing.
You got a drone.
You
can
at least left the guide with me.
The bear.
What did you expect me to find my way back?
Anyways, why?
What if I fell off the cliff?
Why would you start the drone in the parking lot?
Why would I?
I didn't know
it's an aircraft.
I know, but you didn't tell us to stop there so you can get a footage of just David and I looking at the drone.
Because I planned on doing that.
We wasted a chance there.
If you had
wasted a chance.
Another big thank you we have to send out is to Landon over at Sunshine Autographics. They're a great company that does a lot of vehicle wraps and such. What else do they do?
Yeah, vehicle wraps, any marketing material, so marketing on the side of cars. But for us specifically, and they also do signage and everything as well. We've got our menu boards printed there at the restaurant. But for us, they're doing all of our stickers. So if you're interested in Hello Okanagan stickers, go check them out at Sunshine Autographics. Big thanks to them and Landon and the whole team for coming on board and joining us. It's been absolutely incredible.
And the big thank you is for them creating a large banner for us. So most of the times when we go on location somewhere, we have a large banner that says Hello Okanagan on set. So when people are coming up there, they're wondering why is all the camera crew and the lighting and everything. So they kind of know in advance what we're all about.
Yep, absolutely. And
so where are we at here? Oh, you probably want to hear.
We're getting
I
fancy now.
only used it once. It was at Davison Orchards, remember? You guys drove by and I'm like, did you guys see the banner? No. I literally like ripped my shirt, climbing on fence, zap tying. Nobody appreciated it, except everybody that went out. They're like stopped and they're looking.
And by the time this airs as well, we'll also have Silver Star, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Silver Star episode was fun. I haven't snowboarded in about 15 years. How
Yeah.
long was it since you were on skis?
I hadn't skied in 8 years, but it's one of those things. It's like riding a bike. I used to ski race, so it was once you threw the skis on, it was like back to normal again.
For me, it was catching the edges, carving, as they call it. It took me a while to remember how to do that, but as soon as I did, it felt okay.
Yeah, and
but
then
man, the legs were throbbing.
Oh yeah, and then you and Carlee dipped out, and Mitchell and I stuck around for a little bit longer, and I gotta say, those were some of the most abysmal conditions I've ever seen at Silver Star. It was so foggy and so cold, you couldn't see directly in front of you.
Up high, when we got to the top, it was worse than, say, down low.
And I mean, we would come down the mountain and there was a sheet of ice over our snow pants and jacket that would just break off when you touched it.
When I showed my wife some of the video that I took on my phone and the photos, my beard was frozen and she's like, oh my God, you look like you just aged 25 years.
Yeah. But at the same time, I will be grateful that they did get some snow that morning, so the conditions were much nicer on the slopes and everything.
Oh, it was awesome up there. Thanks guys for watching the best of. Before we go away, I definitely want to thank our crew once again. Thank you, Mitchell. We love you. And thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for being a part of this. And we're looking forward to all the new exciting stuff we're going to be doing together in 2021.
Thanks for having me part of the team, and I'm super looking forward to 2021.
We all are. And Carlee, you especially, for not only the work that you do, for actually physically tolerating with us too.
When do I get a raise?
As soon as we do. Eric, those phenomenal drone shots.
It's all in the camera, man.
And for stepping in for David, and for all the other wonderful things you do for us. I really appreciate it. For being part of the Hello Okanagan family.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
And I think that's it. So, sorry, David. Thank you, my brother.
And
thank you for being a part of the dream.
Of course, buddy. I won't leave you hanging like you always leave me hanging.
In the show too.
And also Peter, thank you for all the crazy shit you put us through, and all of the production time that goes into everything. We truly appreciate it, and really putting it all together. You've taken us to some pretty cool places, and we are forever grateful. It's been a good time.
Thank you, guys. I'm really excited for 2021, as you all are now that 2020 is behind us. Stay tuned for some great episodes. Okay, so I had to do this privately. I know in the studio I had the entire family from Hello Okanagan there, and I get to be pretty emotional, so I wanted to do something privately here. The team doesn't know this, but I'm inserting it in the show. I wanted to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for believing in this crazy dream that I had, and for really working hard to make this a great, fun project to be a part of. Thank you guys for putting up with me. Mitchell, every time I ask for a separate edit, or if we can insert this and change that, every week I keep thinking you're gonna quit, but you haven't. David, you've been there from day one. I appreciate your intelligence. I appreciate your humor. I appreciate your tenacity to get the job done. And we poke fun at each other, but you know I love you and I know you love me. This is such an amazing family to be a part of. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, and with Carlee and Elizabeth, you guys coming on to the team, it couldn't have been a better fit. Thank you guys so much. My wife and my son Nico, thanks for putting up with me being away so often with all the other projects that I'm involved with. And I also want to do a quick shout out to Andrew Johns, who co-wrote the song. He worked on the theme song, and we're actually co-writing the entire song. So hopefully in 2021, you'll hear the entire track for Hello Okanagan. But thank you guys. I love you all for watching, and my Hello Okanagan family, thanks for being a part of this.
Hey everyone, if you like what you see, make sure you check us out. We've got Facebook, Hello Okanagan, and also Instagram at Hello Okanagan. Don't be sorry, you'll see all the behind the scenes and any extra pictures that we are taking while on set.
Going off script.
That's a good way to end the show.
I can't handle it. It's off script. Oh.
Okay, read your paper.
Peter, that vein is popping out of your head like in the
regular 20-minute show that usually takes you an hour and a half. I'd be happy. This is gonna take 6 hours.
Read your
Hey, you
giant
know
piece
what?
of paper,
I
because
got someone coming to
obviously
look at our
Peter
house
needs
tomorrow.
glasses.
So I need to go home and clean and help my wife.
Giant piece of
I'm just
paper.
saying.
This is
most.
Hello Okanagan
girlfriends
viewers.
say-
This is my
Don't know that,
script.
though. That's not even a script because you.
It's on legal jumbo because Peter's eyesight is
Yeah, I
so
was gonna
bad.
say.
That
that happens.
My printer was down.
That happens when you get into your 80s, everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready?